morning, everybody. Crafting Journey here. Yes, after a late night in the PJ party. Although I didn't last as long as some people. Yeah, DP Addiction Adventures last night had a pajama party and I stopped in for a little while. It was a lot of fun. I just so enjoy seeing everybody and saying hello to everybody. Anyhow, I'm wearing my new cat shirt in honor of my kitty cats. I'm probably going to go pick them up next weekend. Yes. Uh, Today's the 15th. Next Sunday is the graduation, my grandson's graduation from high school. So excited about that. But, all right, let's find a color to diamond paint. We're going to do this color here. Yes, we are. Any other color? What other? Okay, this is enough. This is enough for now. Okay, we got all of our tools. We don't need this colors here. There will be judge, jury, and journey today. I had planned something else special. Tell them what it is, Vanna. Just something with the cricket. I'm going to film that later. It's kind of a really bad weekend to be out and about because it involves some, shopping. So I was going to take you guys shopping with me. But we're expecting storms, tornadoes, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't think I'm going to be doing that today. If I do, I'll film it and we'll make it another video. And I still owe you guys an unboxing, so I'm going to do that today as well. Shoop. Okay, so last night while all of the partying and the lies are going on, I was doing all of the black in this section. I think I got all of the black done. So it looks done, but I have to fill it in now. So with the other colors. I love these containers. Oh my word. So I've ordered a couple of more. So in purple. Yeah. So yesterday I get a message from my friend Narrate about this crochet hook. She's like, that's not the size I ordered for you. She ordered a 6 millimeter crochet hook for me. So she called Amazon and they got it all straightened out. They refunded her the money, or I don't know. She worked it out. Anyway, I'll be getting a 6 millimeter. So, and I don't have to return it. Yay! Listen, I use 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5. I use those crochet hooks the most. And I was working on this last night. You know, when I first started this scarf, I wasn't crazy about the colors, but it seems to be coming together, the colors. So now that I've got a lot of the colors incorporated, I'm kind of liking it again. But because it's got these blues and pinks and oranges, it's weird. But I think it's going to look really pretty when it's done. All right, back to diamond painting. So yes, I did my 3 days at work. Am I getting used to it yet? No, I'm not. I still don't like it. But it is what it is. I'm adjusting. I'm adjusting. The part that I like is that it's, getting me to be a little more active. I'm parking farther away, which will help with the step challenge. Oh my gosh, we've got over 50 people signed up for the Crafters. Let me start again. Crafters 90-day step challenge. And if you're interested in that, it's going to run through June, July, and August. We've got 5 team captains, myself, Jennifer Roberts, which is DP Addiction Adventures. That's her channel. Crashly, which is Crashly's Crafting. Oh my God. It's a tongue twister is what it is. Crashly. Let me oh, this is terrible. Who are your people? Well, I know who my people are. I just can't say it. Where is it? Subscriptions. Okay, here. Okay. Uh, where's Crashly? I subscribe to a heck of a lot of people. Crafts with Crashly. Oh my gosh, no wonder I couldn't say it. And then we have Crystal with Crystal's Crafty Creations, all these C words, and Tia with Tia's Crazy Addiction Adventures. Yeah, so you'll be placed on one of those teams. They're like making plans, they're going to have crazy names. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah. Um okay, back to diamond painting. How did I get on that subject? Oh, because I was saying I'm parking farther away at work. But yesterday you heard the storm we were having. Oh my gosh, I could hear it on the video when I played it back. I'm like, wow, that's loud. Um, so I snuck into the parking garage. We're not supposed to park in the parking garage, but myself and a lot of other people snuck into the parking garage because I did not feel like getting struck by lightning last night or yesterday. Um, nope, 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 nope. Oh, I'm just so tickled because I'm getting close to finishing this painting. It looks like a lot, like it does look like a lot, but in comparison to how big this painting is, yeah, we're almost there. I'm figuring probably what 2 more weeks I'll have this done. Then we can pick up a different Alice. I'm going to start working again on the Dormouse. Yup, because I started that one. It's hung up. I haven't forgot about it. I know you guys are going to say, "Oh, what about the Dormouse?" Nope, we're going to finish the Dormouse too. But I'm doing good. I'm on track with the Alice paintings, and then I have uh, at least one more on the way. Oh no, two more on the way. No, one, two, one more, which is a Sherry Baldy Alice in Wonderland. Oh my God, that one's gonna be so cute. What's going on, Jake? Oh, we're having a little scratch fest over here. Oh my God, he's like looks like he's eating his leg. Don't have that for breakfast. Okay, I got my coffee. I ordered these. Same company. It's flavoredcoffee.com. So before I had ordered peanut butter coffee. So this time I ordered. I couldn't find the peanut butter to reorder. Um, so I ordered this gourmet decaf selection. And oh my God, it came in this beautiful box. I got 6 half-pound bags. So the one I had yesterday was blueberry and cream. So good, so good. This one I've got today is called baklava. Now I love baklava, which baklava it has a very nutty honey flavor. I'm not tasting it in this coffee, but I did taste the blueberries and cream. I mean, it's not bad, but I'm not getting baklava anyway. And it makes me want to go get some baklava. So, what national day is it? I'm going to do National Day and this day in history all compactly in one little segment after I find it. Today is National Chocolate Chip Day. I could not pass this one over. Yes. So, this is the day we recognize that little tiny morsel of a thing. Yes. Have you ever wondered how this single ingredient could change a recipe? Well, in 1937, Ruth Graves Wakefield of Whitman, Massachusetts, um, she ran, or she was working at the Toll House Inn, and she wanted to do something different for her guests. So she cut up a semi-sweet Nestle chocolate bar, just chopped it up and put it in her cookie recipe. Well, the guests loved it. They're like, oh my God. So she would do it all the time. Cut up the chocolate bar, Um, but so 2 years later, 1939, Nestle's like, whoa, you're on to something, honey. She signed an agreement with them in exchange for her recipe. I wonder how much they paid her. They don't say that here in the article, but um, she, in exchange, this is the coolest thing ever. Now, she probably got some money too, but she got a lifetime supply of chocolate. Can you imagine? Oh my God, a lifetime supply of chocolate. Really? Like, yeah, listen, if you want any of my recipes for a lifetime supply of chocolate, heck yeah. Um, so they also named uh, the chocolate chip brand Toll House after her inn, which I thought that was great. So Nestle's Toll House chocolate chip cookies. So if you bought one of these chocolate bars back then, you would get a little chopping tool so you could chop up the chocolate bar. Well, eventually, they and the competitor, because everybody's got a monkey see, monkey do. Everybody's got to copy this idea. So eventually, it morphed into these what we know as the chocolate chips between Nestle and their competitors. Um, so you no longer had to cut up the chocolate bar. So now today we have chocolate chips in every, well, chips in every shape and size. Well, not shape and size, flavor. Well, size too. You can get large chips. I love the large chips. Oh my gosh. Um, they come in white chocolate, dark chocolate, semi-sweet, different variations of semi-sweet, milk chocolate, peanut butter chips, butterscotch chips, chocolate swirl. I mean, all kinds of chips. It makes me want to bake some chocolate chip cookies. Yeah. I actually do not like the Nestle Toll House recipe because I find that there's not enough leavening agent in those cookies and they kind of flat. They're kind of flat. Um, I prefer a heartier cookie, a little chunkier. So I'll actually make like an oatmeal raisin cookie recipe and throw some chocolate chips in there. Or I'll make my chocolate chip recipe, but it's a little different than the Nestle recipe because I like my cookie to rise and be a cookie, not just sort of a, yeah, you know what I mean. The Nestle Toll House cookies, they don't really rise in the oven. They just kind of, I don't know. You're like, what you're talking about? They're still delicious. Oh my God, heavens, yes, you're right. They're still delicious. And now I'm sure that you can get ice cream with chocolate chips in it. Of course, chocolate chip ice cream. Because, wow, who doesn't like chocolate chips? Like banana bread with chocolate chips? Oh, yeah. And now people are starting to put chocolate chips into savory recipes. Yeah, I'm all about that too. Yeah. Just if you want to throw in some chocolate chips, go right ahead. Yep. I love that idea. The idea of savory with chocolate chips. Oh, yes. Okay, let's do judge, jury, and journey. Now, like I said, I don't like to do it on Saturdays, but I'm actually a little behind the live trial. I'm going to finish up day 3 today. Uh, and Monday, I'll finish up day 4, and then we'll only be a day behind. Maybe I can do day 4 and 5. We'll see how much content we can get in. All right, so day 3. Where do I start? Well, oh my goodness, I'm nowhere near okay, here we go. I'm just all over the place today. Okay, here. Day 3, part 2. Okay, so now we have, is this it? Day 3, part 2. Okay. Day 3, part 2. Kimberly Hazelwood and her husband, Jeremy, are pulled over. Um, they had just recently moved to the area. They had 2 children in the back of their car or truck or whatever it was. And when they're pulled over, he says, I pulled you over because I ran your tag, and he he says we do routine traffic stops around here for drug interdiction purposes. And I'm thinking, what? I never heard of that. So he's like, listen, just because we're doing that, I got the canine dog along. He's coming along, and he's gonna just run around your vehicle. And is that okay with you? Yeah, okay, that's fine. And he asked for their driver's licenses. I need your ID, your insurance, proof of insurance, because I ran your tag. It says you have none. And he's like, no, it expired yesterday, but I renewed it this morning, and blah blah blah. So meanwhile, the woman, the passenger, Kimberly, she's reaching in the back. She's like, I think it's in the diaper bag. So she pulls the diaper bag into the front seat. She's going through the diaper bag. She said, it's in my WIC coupon book, or what does she call it? Her WIC check folder. It's in there. And she says, I don't have a driver's license, it's a Florida ID. So she's going through this bag. So the dog alerts on the driver's door. Interesting. Just happens. Now, dogs alert not on the presence of drug, but the odor of drugs. Now, interesting, because that's exactly where Deputy Wester was just standing. That's where he alerts, at the door. So he says, well, the dog alerted, so I'm going to need you to search your vehicle. Can you? Now, this is broad daylight, Florida. Can you step out of the vehicle with your children and stand here in the sun? It won't be long. I'm like, oh my God, because one of them is a baby, little baby in the car seat. I don't know how old. And the other one's like a 5-6-year-old. He's like, oh, do we get to go stand by the patrol car? Yes. The police car, Mommy? Yes, you do. Okay, let's go stand by the police car. Like, he was thrilled. This was his best day ever. So they all go stand by his car. He proceeds to search the vehicle. And he finds this bottle of Excedrin in this yellow trash bag that's on the passenger side. And he comes back and he tests the inside of the bottle, and he says, presumptive positive for methamphetamine. Where have we heard that before? So he says, I'm not going to handcuff you because I know your little boy's watching, so why don't you just have a seat in my back seat here? I'm like, oh my God. So she gets arrested. This family also ends up filing a civil suit. Unbelievable. Anyway, so the next person on the stand is Dylan Jackson. He is the narcotics investigator, canine handler. He was the backup officer for the Hazelwood arrest. He's the one that ran his dog around the door. And he explains that his dog is trained to imprint on marijuana, cocaine, methamphetamine, and one other thing. I don't remember what it was, and he explains, yes, he's not alerting to the presence, but just the odor. And when he does, he will either, you'll see his eyes will dilate, his head will start to shake, and he'll sit down or he'll lay down. So in this case, we see him sit down by the driver's side door, which was interesting. So the next witness is Jeremy Wardle with the FDLE. He is the supervisor of the seized drug laboratory. The seized drug laboratory? Okay. So I guess anything seized is tested in this laboratory. So what they did was they sent everything that, in all the cases that we've talked about, in the case on day 1, 2, and 3, they sent all of that evidence that was seized by Officer Wester to the FDLE drug lab. And so they tested all of this independently. In one case, it did not test positive for methamphetamine. All of the other cases, yes. What was what was confiscated did test positive, or it wasn't enough to be conclusive. And one of the things I did was write down, and there was like 12 different cases. I wanted to look at the dates because when I first started doing this, I wasn't paying attention to the dates, but they're all pretty much late 2017 through the summer of 2018. In some cases, they're on the same day. There's, he pulled over Derek Benefield and Benjamin Bowling on the same day. He pulls over James Fears and Kimberly Hazelwood on the same day. So he's doing more. He's doing this. Another one, Josh Emmanuel, and one other person on the same day. So sometimes he does this more than one time a day, which is crazy. So, but I just wanted to look at the time frame for that. Then the next person is the next couple of people are FDLE employees. One from the biology lab, and she explains she does DNA testing. So she was not able to get any DNA off this because she says we really don't test drug material, vials and stuff like that for DNA. But one of the things she pointed out was that this officer is wearing these gloves for every search that he does, and he should have been wearing these single-use disposable gloves because he's wearing these gloves, he was risking transferring his own fingerprints to whatever he seized. The other person was a fingerprint analysis person from the FDLE, and he said there was they couldn't get any fingerprints off of any of this. So no DNA, no fingerprints off of anything that was seized. And he said that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the cases, there were, what he looks for on the evidence is ridge details, of the fingers. And of 7 of those cases, there was nothing. That everything was clean. And he said that what could account for that is either it was wiped clean, the evidence was wiped clean, or maybe the heat over time had dissipated whatever was there. But interesting that there's no details on 7 of the cases. And then the other cases, he just said there was just not suitable for comparison, not enough detail for comparison. Then we start getting into his motivation, because as you know, in racketeering, there has to be some benefit to the person who's carrying out this scheme. Well, now we're getting into the benefit. We get Officer Edward, who's the narcotic unit supervisor. So he says that if you become a narcotic officer, you get anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 more per year. It's considered kind of a prestigious position. You get to wear plain clothes. There's tons of opportunity for overtime. There's a greater diversity of work as compared to being a patrol officer. And so he says, well, he was asked, do you consider, when you're considering someone for this position, how do they get the position? Like, he says, well, they can either apply for it or they're appointed by the sheriff. And he said, do you consider proactivity is that one of the factors that you're looking at when you consider someone for a position in this unit? And he says yes, and he did consider this officer to be very proactive. Now, he was never asked whether he was considered to be in this unit. The next witness is a narcotics investigator. And he had applied for the position to become a narcotics investigator, and he said he had had conversations with the defendant, where the defendant indicated that he also wanted to become not only a narcotics investigator, but a canine officer. Ah, so maybe he's just trying to make himself look good to bring, his record to the forefront of this narcotics. He wanted to be a narcotics officer. Um, then we bring on another guy, Angel Heike. He was a former patrol officer who had applied and made it into the narcotic unit. But he said, that he was in awe because he even asked him, how do you get so many arrests? Tell me how you do it, because I'm not getting that many arrests. Yeah. So, and these people were on the stand for very short periods of time. Just a few questions, just to get these details in. Then we have Mike Hodges, the Internal Affairs Officer for Jackson County. He started investigating Officer Wester in July, related to his use of the body cam. Now, one of Mr. Hodges, or Sheriff Hodges, or Officer Hodges, whatever you want to call him, one of his duties in internal affairs, because you don't always have an internal affairs investigation going. It's a very small department. One of his duties was to monitor the body cam. And because there were so many irregularities in the body cam footage for this defendant, he started an investigation. Now, it comes out later that this Mr. Hodges was friends with the family of Mr. Emmanuel. I'm trying to see. Yeah, Emmanuel was arrested in April, so that wouldn't have triggered anything. Okay, so that was just running through my head. So he starts this investigation in July because he sees these irregularities in the body cam footage. But then by August 1st, he's like, I'm going to recommend that this defendant be suspended and that the FDLE conduct a criminal investigation. He has the patrol car impounded, but because it's not a criminal investigation, it does not go to where all the vehicles that are in evidence goes. It's an internal affairs investigation, which must be kept separate from any criminal investigation. So he had this vehicle put in the sheriff helicopter hangar, which he felt was very secure. There was only one person that had a key to this helicopter hangar. So it's not until September 6th that the vehicle is searched. And they start with this canine dog, and interesting enough, it's that same canine dog that we saw in the Hazelwood stop. Same canine dog, and he alerts on the trunk of this car. So they open the trunk of the patrol car. He goes through it, and I mean, there's tons of crap in this trunk. I mean, tons of stuff. So we have to watch the footage of it going through all of this stuff. So anyway, he finds a paper bag, which is an evidence bag. And within the paper bag is, and the paper bag is not, there's no handwriting on it, there's no evidence tape on it, there's no case number, nothing, it is blank. This evidence bag doesn't indicate that it was collected from any case. But within that evidence bag is a Crown Royal bag that looked like it had marijuana in it. Then also inside this bag was a smaller brown bag, again, not labeled in any way, that had a syringe in it. Then there was a small cardboard box, which kind of looked like a watch case, with a bunch of different size clear plastic bags. So all of that was put into a fresh evidence bag and set on the vehicle while they continued their search. And this is kind of, it's funny, but it's not funny. He sets this paper bag on the trunk. You know, he closes the trunk, he sets it on the trunk, and then he says, "Can you have the dog look inside the vehicle?" So he opens the doors, and the dog kept going back to the trunk, back to the trunk. Finally, the handler says, "Can you remove that paper bag off the trunk, please?" Because he just keeps alerting to that paper bag. So he moves that, and then he does alert to the front passenger side of the vehicle, and I believe they do find some baggies with some white powder in it. Like, what they found was a test kit where the ampules that because you put the substance in this test kit, and then you break the ampule, and that if what's in it turns a certain color, it's positive for whatever. So the ampules had been taken out, but there was still white powder in there in these bags. Now, what he said he did with all of this evidence that he collected was he properly labeled it all as internal affairs investigation, and it was put into a locker in the internal affairs office because it's not a criminal investigation at this point. It is still an internal affairs investigation. So that is the end of the day 3 testimony. I'm like, I want to watch day 4 right now. Oh my God, this is getting so good. So, you know, when we first started, I had all these questions that are now starting to get answered for me, and I hopefully for the jury. So stay tuned for, I will cover day 4 on Monday. Yeah. Oh, So, yeah, because it's such a dreary day out there, I'm going to do some filming here in the craft room. Maybe do some, there's a Zoom crafters Zoom thing that I might pop in on, because that's always fun to say hi to everybody. And hopefully I'll see you all around this weekend. Oh, don't forget, please tune in tomorrow for Mornings with Crafting Journey, my Sunday show. You know, it's live at 11 Central. My special guest will be Crafts with Crashly. Remember, I had to look that up. Crafts with Crashly. We've got a new idea we're brewing about. You know me and my ideas. I've got plenty. Well, Crashly and I put our heads together, and we have something else, another little segment that we're going to each add to our channels. But we're still tossing it about in our heads. So come to the live tomorrow. You can help us. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope to see you tomorrow. Love you all. Bye.